The atmosphere inside the View felt unusually charged the moment Ricky Gervais stepped onto the stage. Wearing a simple black t-shirt, dark jeans, and that infamous mischievous grin, he walked out as if he already knew something chaotic was about to happen, and was delighted by the possibility. The audience cheered wildly, some already laughing before he even sat down. Joy Behar greeted him with a wary smile, the kind she used when she knew she was dealing with a wild card. Ricky shook her hand, squinting as if he was trying not to laugh, then sat down and stretched out comfortably. From the first second, it was clear, he wasn't here to play by daytime TV rules. 2. The interview started out normally enough, with Whoopi asking about Ricky's new comedy special. He launched into a playful explanation about why he enjoyed, annoying the easily offended, causing half the audience to erupt in laughter and the other half to gasp. Joy crossed her arms and smirked. "So basically, your job is making people angry?" she asked. Ricky shrugged. No, my job is making people think. Making them angry is just a happy bonus." The crowd howled. Joy raised an eyebrow, already preparing for battle. 3. Sunny and Sarah tried steering the conversation toward creative process and writing, but Joy circled back, insisting, "You know, you go after people pretty hard." Ricky smiled politely. "Only the ones who pretend they're perfect." Joy fired back, "Well, some people think you pretend that." Ricky threw his head back and laughed, a loud, unapologetic laugh that echoed through the studio. "Joy," he said, "I pretend to be many things. Perfect is not one of them." 4. The audience erupted, but Joy wasn't done. She asked whether Ricky ever felt guilty for making jokes about sensitive topics. Ricky clarified, in his signature quick wit, that comedy's job was to poke holes in hypocrisy, not tiptoe around it. Joy rolled her eyes and said, "Some people think you hide behind comedy to avoid responsibility." Ricky leaned forward, clasping his hands. "And some people," he said slowly, "think pretending to be offended gives them moral superiority." The room exploded with noise, cheers, groans, laughter, everything at once. 5. Joy attempted to regain control. "Well, we're a political show," she snapped. "We talk about serious issues." Ricky smirked. "Yes, I've noticed. That's why I'm shocked I was invited." Joy blinked, momentarily speechless. Sarah covered her mouth to keep from laughing, while Whoopi shook her head as if she'd known this exact moment was inevitable. Ricky continued, "I thought you'd all be too busy yelling at each other." 6. Joy straightened in her chair, pointing her pen at him like a weapon. "We don't yell," she said defensively. Ricky raised a brow. "Joy, I watched 5 minutes of this show backstage. I got a headache." The audience exploded. Joy's jaw dropped. "Wow," she said, "you came here to insult us." Ricky replied instantly, No, the insults were free. The flight cost money." 7. Sunny tried to intervene by bringing the conversation back to Ricky's career, but Joy pushed forward, her voice louder. "Do you think there are any lines you shouldn't cross?" Ricky gave a thoughtful nod. "Of course. I never joke about things I don't understand." Then he paused dramatically. "Which is why I don't talk about daytime television." The crowd screamed. Joy threw her hands up. "Oh, come on." 8. Ricky, sensing Joy's rising frustration, leaned back casually. "Why are you upset?" he asked. "You invited a comedian, did you expect me to knit?" Joy responded, "I expected respect." Ricky nodded. "I respect you. I just don't respect bad arguments." Joy's face tightened. "So all my arguments are bad?" Ricky shrugged innocently. "Not all. Just the ones you've made today." 9. At this point the studio had devolved into open chaos, laughter, shocked reactions, hosts talking over each other. Ricky stood up slightly, half joking, half serious. "Look, if you want me to stop, I can go," he said. Joy replied, "Maybe you should." Ricky grinned. "Brilliant. Saves me the trouble." And with that, he pushed back his chair and stood up fully, waving at the audience like he'd just finished a sold-out comedy show. 10. As Ricky walked toward the backstage curtains, the studio erupted into an unbelievable mixture of applause and disbelief. Joy sat stiffly, trying to compose herself while Whoopi muttered, "Lord have mercy." Sarah hid her laughter behind her cards. The cameras cut to commercial as producers scrambled in confusion. Within minutes, clips flooded social media, Ricky's walk-off, Joy's reactions, the back-and-forth burns. It instantly became one of the most viral, heated, and hilariously explosive moments The View had ever seen, cementing Ricky Gervais's reputation as the one man who could stroll into daytime TV and leave it in absolute, unforgettable chaos.